Nige, GT popper fishing, tell us a bit about it.
Well, Bill, I've brought you out today because you haven't caught good GTs on poppers before. I know you've popped pretty much everywhere else around Australia. GT popping's, big GT popping's been something you've been talking to me about wanting to do for a long time. So I got together Benny and the crew, and we've dragged you out here to join Nick and the guys from Nomad. We picked up a stray on the back of the boat today, Mark Bonello, he's come for a bit of a fish with us as well. And we're out exploring the Coral Sea. We're well guided by Nick Milford. Had a good night on the Odyssey last night, and now we're out here exploring all the predators that hunt out here with some great tackle. Got some Stickbaits, some very special poppers. Lures from Nomad. We've got the lures and the cuberas and stuff like that that have great success out here. So we're going to see how these things work. We're also going to put some very strong popping rods to the test. Cord from Wilson sent us out here and said, boys, try these. I like to see how they go. I test them out and he's very happy with them. So we're going to put them to the real acid test on the toughest of the tough, the venom popping range. Mate, we couldn't ask for better conditions than this.
I was going to say that both at the same time, just absolutely perfect. Not a better place to be out in the Great Barrier Reef in, well, 5 knots maybe.
And we've been well watered and fed. The energy levels are up because we're going to need them because this is not for the faint-hearted. And I reckon we're not going to catch fish here sitting in the boat talking, so let's start casting. All right. What we're doing at the moment is targeting reef edges where there's a bit of current, a bit of bait starting to stack up. Nick's up high on the boat, just using his eyes to pick the right casting spots. Anywhere we've seen bait balling up, we're putting lures in there, a mixture of these guys. And later in the day, we'll probably get the poppers out as well and see what they tune into. Magnificent day. Where would you rather be? Nowhere else but here, chucking a line for the bruisers that live here. Onward and upward.
Yes!
Keep going, Nick, I'm right. Rod steady. Rod steady.
Okay, we're just going to nudge up forward now that he's just a bit off of that.
Gonna slowly lean on, Nick.
Yeah, I'm just gonna come up slowly there.
Yep.
You ate that on that pause again,
yeah,
Nige.
Right. Just wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Pause, boof. So what we're doing now is working with Nick. We've banged a good fish on the point over there. And Nick's just driven us out into some deeper water. Give us a chance. Getting it away from the sharp stuff.
Okay, we're good now. We're in about 22 metres, yeah, so.
All right. There's a lot of teamwork and vision and communication which goes into hooking these fish. Nick's on the go the whole time, looking for bait, areas where the current's just getting deflected a little bit, so that we're really making those casts count. This is hard work when you're popping. You want to have the lightest equipment possible, but still got to be sturdy to hand up to these things, which means you're only fighting more than you have to with every single retrieve. You really want to make your casts count. Okay, we're getting close. Coming under bait. Oh. Putting these Wilson's venom rods definitely to the test today. Cord's popping rod, he loves this, and you can see why. Very sturdy, soft enough tip to work things like stick baits very subtly, but comfortable to use. It's a big plus when you're battling fish that do their best to pull you out of the boat every second time you hook one. There we go, bail arms off. You good, Nick? Oh, he'd give it to me.
Yeah.
So, and good driving, thanks mate. You didn't let me sit there and go, come on, horse him out of there. The driving bit, and I think too, like something that I've spoken to you and the other guides on Nomad about, when you do hook one of these fish, sometimes really hitting them with the rod just causes them to panic and they just start going looking for darker stuff, which usually means broken lines, you know, to sometimes just keep that rod steady with just enough drag so you don't get pulled out of the boat and then just drive them. You can lead them, you know, lead them into deeper water where you can get them in the boat.
A bit out of breath there, mate.
I am, I'm buffing. That's a beautiful fish, all right.
Well, let's get him back in the water. I'll let you do the honours, mate.
To catch some of these fish, you very, very often need to get distance in your cast. Casting technique really comes to the fore at times like that, particularly when you're using some sturdy gear. Now, these Venom popping rods are made for power casting and fighting fish. Start with, get a good hand position on the reel. Dominant hand, I'm right-handed. Gonna get 2 middle fingers directly above the spool. Forefinger, not choking the line, just holding it so it's ready to be deployed at that prime angle. Bottom hand right at the base of the rod, give you that prime leveraged, right over my right shoulder, and then give it everything you've got and make sure you let that lure go at about 45 degrees. Should be smooth, but powerful. And getting that extra 10 metres sometimes, getting it right on that edge, not getting the boat too close, is very often the key to getting those bites.
Right, so we're just running along the reef edge here, and there's a blue hole just on the corner of the reef. The tide's dropping, and often you get packs of GTs actually trapping themselves inside these blue holes. So we're just sneaking over the flats at the moment. It's only 1 metre deep, haven't got much time. We'll just sneak in along the side here, and as the current's flowing into the blue hole, all the other fish on the reef flats also get thrown in the blue hole with it, and the GTs are waiting there just to ambush it. So we're going to just sneak up on this side, have it thrown here, and hopefully we'll see one.
Oh yeah! Got him. Go Nige.
Far out. Blue hole mayhem. He's driving this thing into some slightly deeper water. Just trying to keep his head up, because there's lots of nasties down there.
Did you see him?
No. Got him flashing down in here. Oh, far out. There he is. Pretty loaded drag on this one, so we didn't have a lot of room for error. Oh,
Good fish.
good. Drags off. Oh, crikey. Blue hole chaos. That's awesome. A lot of current pushing into this blue hole. Nick skirted the reef to get us in here and then just run the edge and just popping and just walking these stick baits across that first line of current. These guys obviously sitting there waiting for an easy meal. Right, this is one of the things you come searching for on a daily basis. They're a great hunter. They earn their respect on the reef. And mate, he's a juvenile by your standards around here, but they all pull hard and just magnificent sport to get them on the surface, see them come and eat a lure. And they all hurt you.
Yeah, mate, as you can see, they are the gangsters of the reef, as we call them, the bangers, and just total brutes. You can just see the way that they belt. You just got to be very careful. You can see the way Nigel's holding it at the moment. Be very careful of these sharp scoots on their tails. They'll just slice you open. They're like pretty sharp knives, so you just got to be careful of that. And yeah, just a beautiful animal, eh?
Well, mate, there's plenty of blue hole left to go.
Yeah.
I reckon a big one came and boiled it just before this one. I'd have loved to see that, but anyway, I reckon a bit further down the line.
Yeah, I reckon.
All right, let's get him back in the water. And he's gone. Thanks, guys. Bit of excitement.
Good, mate.
Bit of excitement, and he'll go back to grow bigger and angrier and probably get a lot smarter for the next one.
Yeah.
Let's go and find another dumb big one down there somewhere.
Yeah.
All right, mate, let's go. punished, Bill. How you going?
Good.
It's a bit hard to speak when you've just been brutalised and you're trying to get your wind back.
It's not too bad, it's not a light rod.
We've given you one of the prime tools of the trade, Billy. First time GT popping. You're armed with the Venom. The Wilson's Live Fibre Venom, PE10.
That's good, thanks.
And the nice thing about them is, obviously you still got authority, but you've got quite a nice curve to them. Big guides to help you with that casting.
Yeah, exactly.
You've obviously been able to set a hook
Well,
quite easily, which is a big plus because GTs have got very hard mouths,
Yeah,
and he's
that's
punched that and you've given him enough, a good hit, so you've got the solid bit behind that rod to set those hooks, and now the rod's certainly helping you out getting back to the boat. I'm speaking because Billy's puffing
well,
a
the
bit. He'd love to tell you that himself.
Yeah, good on you. The heavier rods too, I think, are more to work the bigger lures. I think once you're out here, you'd probably rather be fighting fish on a slightly lighter rod with a bit more parabolic action.
Good fish, Billy. Oh yeah.
Just look at that mouth. It's built for power. These big pectoral fins as well. When they get in the current, very hard to stop them. So, rightio.
And that high stick and the stick bait bat works well.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. I've got him. I've got him. Woo! Doesn't get much better than that, Nick. Get him airborne. Nice. Tide's just eased up. Current flow's just starting to dwindle. There's signs everywhere of bait starting to get nervous and balled up. And you know that someone's just flicked the switch. The fish are getting active. Everyone on the boat starts geeing up a bit. Skipper's getting a bit excited up on the casting deck, or the siding deck up there. And every cast you just fish with that little bit more fervour, knowing potentially something's happening this cast. Fishing the Allure 120, one of the Nomad stable of lures. It's a stick bait, and there's so many different ways you can fish it. That versatility makes it a great option when you're fishing waters that can throw a variety of species at you and a variety of conditions. And having cast it out there, you can get good perches on your cast. For a start, it's heavy, but then what I'm doing is getting up to the top quite quickly. A bit of a high rod angle, a bit like almost fishing brim and whiting in the flats, getting it up there and shaking it on the top, bit of splash, and then pausing it for that second. I'm doing that for the first 10-15 metres of the cast. Often that's often on the edge, and then as it gets close, I'm bringing that rod tip down, starting to get it diving under the water a bit more, looking like a bait fish that's fleed from the edge. Then it's starting to get a bit low beneath the surface, trying to evade something that might be chasing it. And sometimes they'll whack you as that lure first starts to skitter and splash on the top. And then other times, as you start that big slow draw, that's when they suddenly commit and decide, looks like it's getting away now, I'm going to go and eat it. Very, very versatile lure. You've got to use your imagination and your eyes, which often indicate the style of retrieve you should be using for best results on any given day. Oh, you got him. What is he? Skipper's cool. Skipper can see, eye in the sky. Billy's still sore. Billy's just missed a crack in the fish, which is unfortunately what happens when you're chasing GTs, Billy. You win some and you lose some. And I've had a bit of a day of fortune, which is also how it goes sometimes. You win them and you lose them. Come here, Billy.
Well, mate, they've got to be big when you need two of us to lift it, eh?
You and I aren't the biggest blokes in the world, Billy, and I reckon they grow bigger than this round here. Yeah, mate, the one that punished you before, I think had a bit more on this guy. What a magnificent day. We've just had the best day on the water with the Nomad guys, and learning, you know. It's like, get the opportunity to come out. You and I come from different parts of Australia. We fish for a variety of different species. Every time you fish for something new in a different place, the amount of information that you just got to store away in your brain from guys like Nick and the other Nomad crew, that will help you wherever you go, no matter what species you chase. You learn stuff from catching other things, I reckon.
Absolutely.
Isn't it magnificent? Time to put him back, I reckon.
Biggest fish of the day for you, mate. Fitting end. You can put him back. He's all yours.
Thanks, mate.
It's Bill Klassen here from The Fishing Show, and if you like this instructional video and want to learn more, it's simple. Go to fishingshowtv.com.au and see a whole host of additional videos.